It was a very inappropriate time to mock Lee Kuan Yew. He just died. You're not exempted from criticism just because you fucking died. I should have been more considerate about the families and people who were grieving. Well, you didn't say the same thing when it was Osama bin Laden, and in many respects, you could argue that Lee Kuan Yew was worse. At least it was obvious to the public that bin Laden was a bad person. The guy just died, people were thinking and talking about him, so I thought it was an absolutely perfect time. And in the context where everyone was fearful about criticizing the man because everyone was afraid that they would be mocked at, you really needed someone like me. Why do you have Lee Kuan Yew's book if you don't like Lee Kuan Yew? I also have a 700-page biography of Hitler written by John Toland. I also have a Catholic Youth Bible written by... we're not completely sure yet. If you own a book by or about somebody, you don't necessarily have to like that book. It's quite an egregious non sequitur. Why are you guys so stupid? Lee Kuan Yew has such a high reputation. What are you, Amos? Never be afraid to criticize somebody who has more money or has a higher reputation than you. Otherwise, the only time that the government will feel vulnerable is during elections. We put way too much pressure on ourselves to have the confidence to form opinions, especially when it concerns politics. You don't need that. You don't need to read an extensive analysis of the socio-economic implications of the Nazi regime, or a detailed psychological analysis of Hitler's failure as a childhood artist. You just need to know, guy killed 6 million Jews, the motherfucker's an asshole. Now, many people were really intimidated that an estimated 1.5 million people turned up to mourn Lee Kuan Yew's death, like you've never seen necrophilia to this extent before. So it creates the impression that there are 1.5 million hardcore Lee Kuan Yew supporters, and I highly doubt that. You see, in that 1.5 million people, some of them were opposition supporters, just curious to know what's going on. Some of them are just passing by. Many of them were children, and of course several people who went there were just motivated by a mob mentality because, you know, it's cool to go to Lee Kuan Yew's funeral. If you go to work and say, hey, I went to Lee Kuan Yew's funeral, people are going to think you're a really kind and sympathetic person, very appreciative of your country. But of course you know that majority of the Lee Kuan Yew supporters are from the older generation, the unintelligent, uneducated idiots that soak up everything they see on television and newspapers. Like everyone else, you buy the biography of Lee Kuan Yew, you put it on your shelf, and you use it as your personal dust collector, who you guys respect as an idealized figure portrayed by the government-run mass media that doesn't exist. You guys do not know a flying fuck about who the person you're mourning for is. Fortunately, as the years proceed, these people will eventually die, and with the advent of the internet, younger generations will have a more accurate view of the Singapore government and its leaders. So stay tuned, we're winning.